I'm going to just talk a little bit about my mom. So I'm going to tell some stories. I couldn't possibly do my mom justice in the time I have, so I thought I'd just talk about me instead. I'm only half joking, but it does come back to my mom, so if you indulge me. I'll talk about some of the things that she did or that we shared that had a huge impact on my life, how they contributed to my happiness, good fortune, my career, marriage, everything. So my parents taught all of us that we could succeed in anything we put our mind to. Well, my mom wasn't going to just leave that up to me or what I put my mind to. So she was often personally invested in my success. I didn't always appreciate it at the time. She could be kind of a pain, but that's why she was a great mom. So my first story is about my work, and I've had a great career in high tech, and it's kind of a long story on what she had to do with that. And I've really had the good fortune to enjoy my job and enjoy what I do every day. Now I know what a lot of people here are thinking, especially my dad, that it probably isn't as fun as flying airplanes, but better than some of the alternatives for me. So at the time I was working at a Payless store, which was a drugstore, not apparently now it's a shoe store. But my mom was already working in high tech, and so she was a receptionist at a computer company called Ask Computers. And so, my mom pretty soon she knew everybody there, and then she discovered they had an art department. And I was studying art at San Jose State, so she was convinced that was something I should be doing. So pretty soon, she secured an interview with me to the woman who ran the art department, JD, this little woman who basically they just pasted up manuals to print the books so you could learn how to use their software. My crazy, intricate pen and ink doodles did not qualify me for the job, but many of you are familiar with my crazy pen and ink doodles. But JD was very gracious, and I would be back. So, meanwhile, still studying art at San Jose State, still working at Payless, my mom became obsessed with me taking a business class, which was crazy. I'm an art student, but somehow I relented. I have no idea why. I made a deal or something. But next thing you know, I'm taking business law, and I was doing pretty good. I was getting good grades. One of my classmates couldn't believe I got a better grade than he did because he said I was just doodling the whole class. Which I was, but I took good notes too. But when this guy missed a class, he took my notes to his friend's print shop where they had a copier, and the owner saw my crazy doodles, and he offered me a job touching up negatives at his print shop. So my mom wasn't entirely wrong. That business class got me my first job in the printing industry. But my doodles did have something to do with it, so there's some satisfaction. Yes. But so a few months go by, and now she wants me to go back to Ask again, and now I'm very much qualified, and so I'm given a job as a paste-up artist at my mom's company. Well, I thought I died and went to heaven. I'm just spending all day doing crafts, making $14 an hour, listening to all my favorite music. It was the best thing ever. I didn't even know you could do a job that would be that fun. I come in every morning, there's my mom at the front desk. It was kind of like working for your mom. It's not like she owned the company. Say hi to my mom, and so it was a wonderful time in my life. And every time I was working, I could picture her, at the front. So I got really good at that job. I got a little too good, actually, and all the other paste-up artists had to take me aside and tell me I needed to slow down a little bit, or else we would all be out of a job, apparently. I was a little naive about it. And I think our manager clued them in that at my current pace there was going to be no work left. So I slowed my roll and focused on quality after that, but I did make an impression on the boss, and when she went to get a much better job at a hot company called Sun Microsystems, she brought me along. And so none of this would have happened without my mom. My mom's intercessions, her business class obsession, the connections at Ask. I would go on to work at Sun for 23 years. It was an incredible time. Another great thing that happened there is I met Carrie. So, beautiful young woman, we're going out, and I decided I wanted to buy her something nice for Christmas. So, of course, I talked to my mom. And so, my mom takes me to the Jewelry Mart in San Francisco, and we bought some nice diamond earrings for a Christmas present. And next thing you know, her and Joyce Miller, who was there, who just sang for us, conspired to have me show trays of diamond rings, diamond engagement rings. And pretty soon I'm holding one, saying no. But this one, we were there. It captured my imagination. So I came back and thought, no, I don't want to get engaged. And a couple months later, I thought, maybe I should get engaged. And then I thought, yes, I should absolutely get engaged. So Carrie and I were engaged that summer. But my mom put that idea into my head, and maybe I would have come around eventually. But anyway, it just seemed like she was always getting me a little further down the right path, a little sooner than perhaps if left to my own devices. So another thing I loved sharing with her was her art business. And every time I came home, she had beautiful fine art prints that she was framing and selling to different clients. And and she always just grew in everything she did. She started some, very basic framing and printing for offices, but pretty soon she was buying all these gorgeous fine art prints and really upscaled everything that she was doing. And every time I came home from studying art in San Jose State, it was just something we enjoyed sharing, and she would show me all this stuff. And there was one print I really liked, and she gave it to me at cost and framed it, and it was called Harmony. And I had it in my house for like maybe a year, and after about a year, she got in touch with me and said that print was now so popular, it was worth basically a down payment for a condo. So she put a buyer in touch, I sold the print, and next thing you know, I had my bachelor pad and freedom. So I'm working at Sun Micros and got my own place. This is all because of my mom. I'm going to trace all these things back. Maybe I would have done okay with that. So many times I just feel like she was the key. I'm kind of running out of time, I think, but I did want to talk a little bit about her cooking. I know my sisters will probably cover that better than me, but growing up, I remember she used to make tuna casserole and meatloaf, and I thought she was a gourmet cook then, but she certainly just evolved over the years to be such a great cook, and I remember so many wonderful dinners in our dining room in Saratoga. Many of you here. Anyway, I helped her make a cookbook, which is here, that you can check out, and that is a whole nother long story. And that was not easy, but it's the right way afterwards. But we did manage to record all of her wonderful recipes. But she really made me who I am today, and I treasure all the time we shared.